Hey everybody, welcome back to Taking Trades. So we got it. Reverse split is coming. The UGAZ reverse split will happen on December 23rd, and we're going to talk about it today. Let's go. So wild that we've been talking so much about this reverse split and the potential and when's it going to come, and people are talking about it. And then bam, yesterday, after I uploaded the video, I apologize because I got the news right after I hit the publish button. But today's video is going to be all about the reverse split, what it means, what's going on. Credit Suisse announced it yesterday. It's going to be a 1-for-10 reverse split. And if you look at this video and check this out, we explain and break down what a reverse split is. We talk about 1-for-10, we talk about 1-for-5, and I think we also mentioned 1-for-25 in this video as well, so feel free to check that out. Now this reverse split is going to be effective as of December 23rd, 2019, so coming up very closely, and anyone holding shares of this ETN prior to the opening of December 23rd market will in fact go through the reverse split and will be condensed by 10 times. So if you have 100 shares, you'll then be left with 10 shares after the split. And if the value of your stock, say per share, is at $9, then each share will now be 10 times more at $90. So you'll have 10 shares at $90 instead of 100 shares at $9. That's how the reverse split works. And again, watch this video if you're curious to know more about the reverse split and how that works. Now, a question I've got recently and multiple times, which is an excellent question, is they said, Jimmy, what happens if I have 104 shares or 118 shares? What happens to the odd lots that are left over that can't be divided by 10? And my answer to that is those are called partials. And what they do with partials is they've said they're going to come out and they're going to pay cash for any fractional shares. And any cash amount that is due on these partials to any holders of these ETNs will be determined on December 30th. So stay tuned for that. So on the 23rd, if you don't see partials cash in your account for any partial shares that were sold, just hang tight. It's going to take one more week and you're going to see that cash on December 30th. So right now, I want to jump into the article. I'm going to show you an article and I'm going to leave the link in the description below so that it clarifies any questions you might have beyond what I talk about in the video. And from there, we're going to look at the charts. We're going to dive into UGAZ and DGAZ and look at today's price action. So let's go. Okay, prnewswire.com. They released an article about Credit Suisse. It's titled Credit Suisse AG announces the reverse split of its UGAZ ETNs, known as exchange traded notes. So I want to go ahead and just run through this just to show it to you, just to highlight a couple of things. And then this Cision article I'm going to have in the link below in the description so you guys can check it out. But it's just showing that on December 16th, they did come out and say they're going to implement that 1-for-10 reverse split. And these are on the Velocity shares 3 times long natural gas ETN. So these are the leveraged exchange traded notes. And they say that it's going to be effective as of the 23rd. You can see that right here. And it'll begin trading on the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, on a reverse split adjusted basis on December 23rd. So that's that first date that we talked about. And then down here, if you look a couple paragraphs down, it talks about the ETNs that are not divisible by 10. This is what I covered earlier. So they're going to receive that cash payment for any of the fractional ETNs remaining that they call partials. And this cash amount due is going to come to you, like I said, by December 30th. So don't worry about that. And it says that it'll come to you by December 30th based on the closing indicative value of UGAZ on such date and be paid by Credit Suisse on or about January 3rd. So I stand corrected. They're going to decide on the 30th on the partials and the payments, and then those payments will hit the accounts after the new year in January 30th. So that's the date to be watching. But I recommend going through here because it talks about multiplying values by 10, and then it gives an illustration of the reverse split down here. So it gives you a hypothetical scenario going through a 1-for-10 reverse split. So it's pretty interesting to be able to look through this and be able to kind of get a good feel for exactly what it is. I think they broke it down really well. They just kept it short and simple. They didn't use a lot of crazy jargon in it. They just made it very easy for investors to understand how the process works and where they're going to stand on the other side of this process. So that is the article. Now, let's jump into the price action. Hey everybody, just want to take a quick second. If you're enjoying the channel and you're new to town, hit that subscribe button and try us out for a week. Leave me a message, introduce yourself. I'd love to know who you are and I'd love to hear what your trading style is like. And also, if you're enjoying the content and you're a regular or not, hit that like button because it really helps the channel. And if you're looking for a new broker and you want a great one, I've got one called Tastyworks. There's a link in the description below. Click that link, fund an account with $2,000, and you're on your way to an amazing trading platform, and you're going to help out the channel. So there's that. All right, let's get to the price action. Okay, so you're going to notice a little change in scenery here. I decided just to go ahead and do the natural gas breakdown and at the same time show off the Tastyworks trading platform because it's amazing. So let's just do that. I've got /NG up on the charts here, and this is the daily time frame, and I've got 20-year history showing on daily time frame. And what I like to do is just kind of zoom in a little bit. The one thing you might notice, and you can customize things a bit, but I've got the volume bars sort of plotted on the chart. So some people like that, some people don't, but I kind of like it, and it's showing a lot of increased volume in here on /NG, but showing today that we had a red day and we're kind of trapped in that area of where I talked about we were going to pinball. And not to flip around too much on you, but I'm just going to show you real quick on Thinkorswim. I had these lines drawn already, but you can see that we're pinballing back and forth between those two lines with our gap. So I just wanted to illustrate that real quick there. That same gap being in here and here. We're getting some pinball action on /NG. We pulled back a little bit. Volume's still up. You can see that volume bar coming in here higher than, a lot of history. So it's been kind of a crazy increase in volume. And then given the split that's coming, it's just bringing more attention to /NG. So things could increase even further in terms of volume. And people might be looking to get out of their positions because they don't want to go through the reverse split. I don't know why they don't want to go through it, but if they don't, they could get out now, and that might be some of this increased volume. But we are caught in that channel, and if we flip over, I'm going to come up here to the ticker symbol. I'm going to type in the UGAZ, and let's take a peek here, and let's kind of see what we've got. Let's zoom in on that price action a little bit. And again, I feel like we've been talking about this for the last few days, that we're just getting really small days. We've had some bigger down days, but in terms of up days, you can see this really small doji right here. Volume today is down relative to maybe the last week or two, and it looks like we're finishing up with just kind of a small doji candle. It's green day overall, but we're at $8.74, so not a lot of action. We did gap down overnight, so yesterday we ended up closing at 908, and then today we're looking like we may be closing around 875 right in there. So not a lot of price action going on today. And if I flip over to DGAZ, you're going to see much of the same. We got the gap up, but again, we're looking like we could close around 160.64. So I think what's going on is the reverse split news hit yesterday. I think everybody kind of just froze and everybody's kind of watching things. There's not a lot happening. DGAZ has only moved $5.96, and it's it's $160 ETN, so that's not a huge move for it. But I think everybody's kind of on the sidelines waiting to see what's going to happen, waiting to firm up those dates, and now we know that it's going to be the 23rd, and we know by the 30th they're going to have fractional partial shares decided, and then by January 3rd you're going to have money in your account. So if I go back to /NG, we'll just keep an eye on this, but I think we're just going to see a lot of the same, the pinballing action until something disturbs it. I don't know if that's going to be a weather event. I don't know what's going to push us in a different direction, but for right now, we're just kind of hanging out, not a lot going on. /NG having a red day, but again, sort of pinballing in this tight channel where it's been the last couple of days. So we'll keep you posted. We'll keep watching this close. If we get any big moves, obviously I'm going to jump right on it. I apologize again for not being on the reverse split news last night. I uploaded the video and then found out right afterwards. So today's video I'm trying to make up for that a little bit. But anyway, let's jump into a little bit of weather. I'm just going to flip over to natgasweather.com and just want to take a quick peek at that. All right, I love natgasweather.com. It provides so much useful information. And I always recommend that when you come to natgasweather.com, you just flip down here and read through here. And I just want to share a couple things with you real quick. It says reasons for the gains ranged among traders as being due to a tighter supply-demand balance observed through production down a few BCF off record highs, liquefied natural gas exports at record highs, power burns stronger year over year, and finally potentially seasonal buying with the official start of winter set to occur this weekend. They're saying an abundance of speculative shorts are rushing to exit when prices move against them. That was also seen as a potential reason for recent gains. However, prices have since sold off a few cents overnight, with both the GFS and the European models trending further warmer by more than 10 heating degree days. Essentially, already bearish weather pattern continued to trend more bearish overnight. So it's up to the nat gas markets to decide between very bearish weather patterns after Thursday, or if tightening in the supply and demand balance, or whatever reasons drove Monday's gains will be strong enough to overcome it today. So just a quick blurb: weather showing high demand December 17th through the 23rd. Come to natgasweather.com, check out the rest of the report. I'll post it in the description below, and we'll see you next time.